I just wanted to talk about Joni Mitchell, a sweet, lovely presence who has always been well received. I've had some great times with her. She used to call me the professor, and we had a couple great exchanges together. I ran into her at lunch one time with Cameron Crowe, and we had quite a chat, and he's doing a movie on her, a documentary, I believe. We were up at the Country Mart on Beverly Glen, that one, the Beverly Glen, where the deli is. And I was with Brian Wilson, and we were talking about it. And Joni, they just put a show on PBS or something. She's like, I saw both of you in that show, and it was great. You want to have lunch? And Brian looks at me, and he said, oh, we can't do it. We have an appointment. We have a business meeting. So she went away, and Brian and I went somewhere else, walking around the Beverly Glen Deli. And I said, Brian, what kind of business meeting? He goes, oh, Stevie, I was too intimidated. I just didn't want to do it, but I do love her, and she's great. And that was one story. Another one, we went together to an art show near Poponi's on that little circle off of Barrington, I think Barrington Court it's called. And we saw an art show, and I think she bought something. I think I did too. But I went in the next day, and they said she left her credit card. And so I took it, and I called the people she told me to call, and then she contacted me and said, I already canceled it, so just keep it. So somewhere in my drawers and files, I have one of Joni Mitchell's credit cards. I never used it, nor can I. But that's one story. And another story is that when she did that album, The Sex Kills was on, I lived in Brentwood then, and it was on Barrington, and she had her car behind Westward Ho Market, it was then. Now it's Whole Foods. And she said, sit with me in the car. And she had a black, I don't know if it was a Mercedes, I don't really remember. And we sat in there for over an hour, and she played me that whole album, which is an incredible album. And she was so genuine. I don't think that she cares if you're famous or whatever. If she likes someone, she talks to the street people. She's such a sweet, good person. Another story is that we were having lunch up at the grill when it used to be on San Vicente, across from some of those little shops around Barrington area. It's on the second floor. And we were sitting across from each other outside. And I had the good fortune, I recited a couple of poems that are my poems that I did with Brian. And then she recited some of the song lyrics, but not sing them, but recited them. And we were there, must have been a couple hours. And I've had a few meetings like that with her. She's the loveliest person. She's friendly. She's a real down-to-earth soul, still vulnerable, still beautiful creator. And I love Joni Mitchell, and everyone should support her. I'm glad that she had these concerts, and God bless her. It's been a great experience. I also asked her to produce my Matisse song with P.F. Sloan when he was still alive, and she said she was too busy, but at least I tried. And I haven't seen her for a while, but I know she did this big concert. I was unable to go. I'm not much at concerts these days, but she's a good soul, and she's touched a lot of lives, and she's a great artist. So this is my tribute to Joni Mitchell. Love, Stevie Kalinich.